Hello students, it is the lecture number 11. In last lecture we have discussed the chemical equilibria. We already solved the problem which is based on chemical equilibrium. Mostly we discussed the Gibbs free energy and how to calculate Gibbs free energy using the different methods. So today we are going to start, the topic is chemical equilibria. Actually, what is the meaning of chemical equilibria? We're going to learn here, we're going to understand in detail. So, number of factors are included to understand chemical equilibria. Basically, when any reaction is happen, any reaction is takes place, it always proceed to completion, means reactant converts into products. But sometime when the reaction is accomplished or it is a proceed in certain conditions, so that time the condition are maintained, means number of reactions are proceed in certain conditions which are maintained in a reaction. So in that topic we are going to understand how reactions are completed. So basically some reactions we assume that if there is a reactants are converts into product, that means after the some time, after the time interval we found it, is it the reactant is limiting, means present there, or it is a negligible. So that time we conclude the 100% or nearly 100% reactant converts into product. But in some cases, the reactions are stopped before the completion. Means some reactions, the 100% product converts into, 100% reactant converts into product. But in some reactions, there is a 100% reactant not converts into product. So why this happen, we're going to understand here. So basically, there is a reaction which is given here. It is a dimerization of NO2, means nitrous dioxide. And when this dimerization is happen, it converts into N2O4, means dinitrogen tetroxide. So basically NO2 is a dark brown in color and N2O4 is a colorless. If we we add this NO2 in a closed glass vessel, and when we start the reaction, there is a reaction start automatically. So after the particular, when we provide the energy, so initially we observe the dark brown color and their intensity slightly decreases, but after some time, after certain time, the intensity remains constant. So initially at beginning of reaction, the intensity slightly decreases because of some NO2 molecules are dimerized and converts into colorless N2O4. Okay, that means there is a conversion of NO2, means two molecules are dimerized into N2O4. So the reaction only started at the beginning, the reaction is started and there is a formation of colorless gas. That means concentration of reactant goes decreases and concentration of product goes increases. But after certain time, the intensity of this NO2 color, means dark brown color, remains same. That means there is no further reaction happen. Reaction is stopped there because the color remains same. The color remains constant, and this is due to after a particular time, the reactant and product are reaches to their equilibrium point. Equilibrium point means what? A point after that there is no change in concentrations of reactant and products. म्हणजे रिॲक्टंटचं आणि प्रॉडक्टचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन त्या टाईमनंतर चेंज होत नाही. मग ती रिॲक्शन तुम्ही एक दिवस ठेवा, 2 दिवस ठेवा किंवा एक वर्षभर ठेवा, त्या पर्टिक्युलर टाईम नंतर किंवा त्या पर्टिक्युलर टाईम इंटरव्हल नंतर ती रिॲक्शन स्टॉप होते. म्हणजेच reactant and products are reaches to equilibrium, means both has the same concentration. So to understand this, we consider the second reaction. There is a reaction between carbon monoxide and H2O, means steam. When we these add together, when we add this together in a glass vessel, at the beginning the reaction start immediately, reaction लगेच start होणार, and after when these two add together, they when react together, the formation of H2 and CO2. H2 gas and carbon dioxide gas is the product, is the reactant. Here is a diagram which is represent. So here, this is the what happen if there is a concentration, so it is a product, so H2 or CO2, or here we consider CO or H2O. That means at the beginning, CO and H2O has higher concentration, their concentration goes decreases. Same time, the H2 and H2 or O2, CO2 is formed, we consider any one. आता आपण कोणताही एक कन्सिडर करा, इथं तुम्ही CO कन्सिडर करा किंवा H2O कन्सिडर करा, इथे H2 कन्सिडर करा किंवा CO2 कन्सिडर करा, कारण की आपण कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन वर्सेस टाइम आपण डायग्राम किंवा ग्राफ प्लॉट करणार आहेत. त्याच्यामुळे ज्यावेळेस सीओचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन कमी होत असेल त्याच वेळेस H2चं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन वाढेल, कारण की जेवढा रिॲक्टंट कमी होत जाईल तेवढा प्रोडक्ट वाढत जाणार आहे. ओके, this dotted line indicates from this point there is no change in concentration. We obtain the straight lines, that means there is a no change in concentration. Means if we mix these two in a equimolar quantity, means their concentration remains same, so both are react 1:1 with each other, both are react 1:1 each other, and here is a formation of product. Means how much amount of reactants are neutralized or decompose or react, same amount of reactants are formed, same amount of product is formed. So after time interval there is a no change in concentration of reactant and there is a no change in concentration of product. That means the reaction reaches to the equilibrium point, and we said this is the equilibrium, or this is the chemical equilibrium, means the point from which there is no change in concentration of reactants and product, we call it there is a chemical equilibrium. त्यालाच आपण म्हणतो chemical equilibrium. Okay, so this is all about the what is the meaning of chemical equilibrium. In simple, when the reactants are converted into product, some reactions stop before the completion. That means why these reactions stop before the completion? Completion म्हणजे काय की पूर्णपणे प्रोडक्टचं रिॲक्टंटचं कन्व्हर्जन ज्यावेळेस प्रोडक्टमध्ये होतं त्याला आपण कंप्लिशन ऑफ रिॲक्शन म्हणतो की रिॲक्शन कंप्लीट झाली. पण इथं होतं काय की जो रिॲक्टंट असेल तो काही वेळानंतर त्याचं जे कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन असेल किंवा सर्टन कंडिशन्स मेंटेन केल्या असतील, टेम्परेचर आणि प्रेशर कंडिशन्स असतील, तर त्या टेम्परेचर प्रेशर कंडिशन्सला याचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन इक्वल होतं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन ऑफ प्रोडक्ट. मीन्स वी सी देर इज अ फॉरवर्ड रिॲक्शन अँड रिव्हर्स रिॲक्शन. म्हणजे बघा की कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन इक्विलिब्रियम का झालं, प्रोडक्ट 100% कन्व्हर्जन का नाही झालं, कारण की इथं दोन रिॲक्शन्स होतात. दिस ॲरो इंडिकेट्स रिव्हर्सिबल रिॲक्शन, इक्विलिब्रियम रिॲक्शन. म्हणजेच हा स्ट्रेट ॲरो असेल तर फॉरवर्ड रिॲक्शनचे रिॲक्टंट कन्वर्ट्स इनटू प्रोडक्ट, but this arrow indicates there is a forward reaction as well as backward reaction, means reverse reaction and forward reaction. ज्यावेळेस फॉरवर्ड रिॲक्शन होते त्याच वेळेस बॅकवर्ड रिॲक्शन पण होते. मग एक पर्टिक्युलर एक टाइम येतो की जिथं बॅकवर्ड अँड रिव्हर्स दोघं रिॲक्शन्स सायमल्टेनियस आणि सेम अमाऊंटमध्ये होतात, सेम प्रपोर्शनमध्ये होतात, सेम स्पीडने होतात. मग जेवढा रिॲक्टंट कन्वर्ट होईल प्रोडक्टमध्ये तो प्रोडक्ट लगेच कन्वर्ट होईल रिॲक्टंटमध्ये. म्हणजे दोघांचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन परत चेंज होणार नाही, कारण की जेवढा कन्वर्ट होतो तेवढाच बॅक होतो. त्याला म्हणतात इक्विलिब्रियम पॉईंट, आणि त्याच पॉईंटला आपण म्हणतो केमिकल इक्विलिब्रियम. ओके, so to discuss this there are two laws are used, law of mass action and law of chemical equilibrium. Okay, so what is the law of mass action? It is introduced by the Kato M. Gullberg and Peter Wagg in 1864, and the law is stated that at the constant temperature and pressure condition the chemical reaction is directly or it is a proportional to the product of the molar concentrations. It is directly proportional to the product of the molar concentration of reacting substance, which concentration rise to power to the number of molecules with respective reactants. Suppose you consider this reaction AA, converts into product. So what is the meaning of this? Small a and small b are the stoichiometric coefficients which represent the how many molecules of that reactant species are used. So according to Law's mass action, the rate of reaction is directly proportional to the product of these two, and the power which is rise of that product is equal to their number of molecule of reacting species. म्हणजेच ह्या रिॲक्शनचा रेट हा ह्या रिॲक्टिंग स्पेसिस म्हणजे रिॲक्टन्सचे जे दोन रिॲक्टंट असतील त्यांचा जो प्रोडक्ट असेल त्यांच्यावरती डिपेंड करतो आणि त्यांची जी पॉवर असेल इट इज इक्वल टू देअर number of molecules. म्हणजे A and B is the power, it is equal to the number of molecules. जी power असणार आहे, power of concentration is equal to number of molecule which is present. Simple ही reaction जर आपण असे consider केली, twice H2 plus O2 gives twice H2O. Okay. So here stoichiometric coefficient किती आहे? 2 आहे. इथं किती आहे? 1 आहे. ओके, म्हणजे याचा जर आपण ह्याच फॉर्म मध्ये घेतला असता तर रेट कसा कन्सिडर केला असता? कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन ऑफ H2 पॉवर किती घेणार? 2 आणि कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन ऑफ O2 पॉवर किती घेणार? 1. सिंगल पॉवर असणार तिथं. दॅट मीन्स दिस इज द पॉवर ॲज वेल ॲज इंडिकेट द स्टॅच्योमेट्रिक coefficient, stoichiometric proportion which is balance the chemical equation. That means, so rate is directly proportional to the product of reacting species with their respective powers, which is power raised. So it is a power of concentration. Small a and small b is the power of concentration. So we can write this equation as a k is equal to a concentration of a with power a into concentration of B with power B. So here K is considered as a rate constant. K is a rate constant. So according to law of mass action, the rate is directly proportional to the concentrations of reacting species with rise their power which is equal to number of molecule which balance the chemical reaction. Okay. So this is all about. Second, law of chemical equilibrium. So law of chemical equilibrium means what? Simply to explain this, the reaction is considered. That means at given temperature, the product of concentration of the reacting species, which rise to the respective stoichiometric coefficient. A and B is the stoichiometric coefficient. This is the reacting species. So the power or the product of the reacting species always equal to the power of the product which is formed during this during given reaction. So this is the law of chemical equilibrium. Simple. यांचा जो power of concentration चा product असेल is always equal to जो product असेल त्याचा जो प्रोडक्ट असेल, प्रोडक्ट मीन्स बघा आता हा प्रोडक्ट आहे पण ह्या दोघांचं जे मल्टिप्लिकेशन असतं त्याला आपण म्हणणार प्रोडक्ट ऑफ फॉर्म सबस्टन्स ऑर प्रोडक्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स. ओके, सो A B is the reacting species, C and D is the products means which is formed. So here we have obtained two rates. When this converts into A and B converts into C and D, this is a forward reaction. Same time C and D converts into AB, it is a reverse reaction. So forward reaction and reverse reaction. When it reaches to the equilibrium point, both the rates are same. So at equilibrium, the rate of both means we already here rate is directly proportional to the product of reacting species with respect to their power which is rise in stoichiometric coefficient. So here we just think about the reacting species. Here we think about reacting species as well as product formed during the reaction. So we consider both. So here we consider two reactions, forward reactions and backward reactions. So we obtain two laws, two rates. Rate is equal to K is the rate constant, F means forward reaction. So here for forward reaction rate depends on concentration of A and B, and for backward means reverse reaction rate depends on the concentration of C and D. So this is a backward reaction. So here we obtain the rate equation. Kf means rate constant of forward reaction. Here is a concentration of A with power A, small a, with into concentration of B with power B. So A and B is the stoichiometric coefficient which are considered as a power rise during the reaction. Okay, so here basically when we consider this type of concept, that time A and B consider as a in a equimolar quantity. दोघांचं concentration same असलं पाहिजे. Okay, and when this reaction is happens, sometimes we only focus on A की A किती कमी होतोय आणि C किती फॉर्मेशन होतोय किंवा B किती कमी होतोय आणि D किती फॉर्मेशन होतोय याच्यावरती रेट आपण कन्सिडर करू शकतो. So at equilibrium point both the rates are same. This is the forward reaction, this is the backward reaction. I already provided this in a notes, so you refer notes when you see the lecture. Okay, so at equilibrium point both rates are constant, both rates are same, equal rates. So Kc is the chemical equilibrium, Kc is the considered as a equilibrium constant. Okay, so it is a equilibrium constant. Kf is equal to Kf upon Kr. That means it is the concentration of C with power C into concentration of D with power D upon, so product upon reactant. Product upon reactant. So it is divided by the reactant. So concentration of product is divided by the concentration of reactant, or this way. So this is all about the two laws which is used. After that, the types of chemical equilibria. Once we discuss this, there is a next point is how many types of chemical equilibria. So basically there are two types of chemical equilibria. One, homogeneous equilibria, second is heterogeneous equilibria. What is a homogeneous equilibria? Means the equilibrium in the equilibrium reaction, the product and reactant all are in the same phase. म्हणजे त्या रिॲक्शन मध्ये प्रोडक्ट असेल किंवा रिॲक्टंट असेल, दोघांचा फेज एकच असेल. ज्यावेळेस इक्विलिब्रियम रिॲक्शन असेल त्याला आपण म्हणतो होमोजिनियस इक्विलिब्रिया. फॉर एक्झाम्पल हायड्रोलिसिस ऑफ इस्टर. इस्टरचं हायड्रोलिसिस केलं काय, इस्टर म्हणजे हा मिथिल ॲसिटेट आहे, हा लिक्विड स्टेटमध्ये, वॉटर सुद्धा लिक्विड आहे. व्हेन दीज आर हायड्रोलाइज टुगेदर द प्रोडक्ट इज फॉर्म ॲसिड, इट इज ॲसिटिक ॲसिड प्लस मिथेनॉल. So all are in liquid state. Means reactants and products are in a liquid state, means same phase. That's why we called it homogeneous equilibrium. Second, heterogeneous. That means in a equilibrium reaction, the products and reactants are present in a different phases. That means here we consider the decomposition of sodium bicarbonate. So when sodium bicarbonate, NaCO3, there are two molecules are used. So when it decomposes, here is the formation of sodium carbonate which is solid. So basically reactant present in solid state. When it decomposes, it converts into sodium carbonate which is again solid state. But the another byproduct is carbon dioxide which is in a gaseous state. And there is a water which is again gaseous state. Water is not a liquid. It converts into gaseous state, means it evaporates in the form of steam. So this is all about the types of chemical equilibria. So we're going to discuss the last point is perfect gas equation. So okay. So last point of today's lecture is perfect gas equilibrium. That means if there is a reactant and product in a gaseous state, so reactant also in a gaseous state, and when it converts into product which is also in a gaseous state. So for that we consider a simple gaseous reaction. A converts into B. Both are present in a gaseous state. Suppose we consider A and B are the ideal gases. So which gases are ideal gases? You know, this is the equation. PV is equal to nRT, means the gases which obey all the conditions, we call it ideal gases. Basically ideal gas is only theoretical, though no actually ideal gases exist. So there are the real gases are exist, but suppose we are consider these are the perfect gas or ideal gas. And for these two gases A and B, reactant and product, we consider Ga and Gb are the Gibbs free energy of both the gases. Ga and Gb means two Gibbs free energy of reactant and Gibbs free energy of product. So that time we calculate change in Gibbs free energy. So delta G is the change in Gibbs free energy, and how we calculate? This is the subtraction, means Gb minus Ga means Gibbs free energy of reactant minus Gibbs free energy of Gibbs free energy of product minus Gibbs free energy of reactant, called as change in Gibbs free energy. म्हणजे reactantची इनिशियली कमी असते आणि ज्यावेळेस प्रोडक्ट फॉर्मेशन होतं ती स्लाइटली जास्त असते. सो हाऊ मच गिव्स फ्री एनर्जी इज चेंज we can calculate. Okay, but we consider here the Gibbs free energy of reactant, means of gaseous A gas, it is considered as a G naught A plus RT ln PA, and for B gas we consider as a G naught B plus RT ln PB. So here G naught A and G naught B is a standard Gibbs free energy, means if condition is standard, means temperature and pressure condition is standard, that time the Gibbs free energy which is actually present is the standard Gibbs free energy, and other than the standard condition we just consider as a Gibbs free energy. R is the reaction is a gaseous state, so it is a molar gas constant. T is the temperature which is maintained. Okay, here is a PB and PA, these are the partial vapor pressures or partial pressures of gas A and gas B. So we put this equation for the G and GB in equation first. So equation first says this is the change in Gibbs free energy is equal to Gibbs free energy of product minus Gibbs free energy of reactant. So here is the equation of reactant, here is the equation of product. So we put this equation here. So that means delta G is equal to G naught B plus RT ln PB minus, it is a reactant. Okay, we place this equation instead of GB and this for Ga. So okay, this is the same equation. So equation 1 and equation 2 both are same. Just here we consider Gb is as in the standard condition. Okay, because ideal gas which maintain all the standard condition, तो जर ideal gas असेल तर तो ideal gas standard condition maintain करतो, म्हणजे standard temperature and pressure condition जो gas obey करतो always, त्याला आपण आयडियल गॅस म्हणतो. आणि ऑलरेडी आपण मेन्शन केलं आहे की आयडियल गॅस जर असतील हे दोघं ए आणि बी जर आयडियल गॅस असतील, परफेक्ट गॅस असतील, तर जर ते आयडियल गॅस नसतील तर इथं आपण हे कन्सिडर करायची गरज नाही, सिंपल Gb मायनस Ga असणार आहे. पण